all. I really don't like getting serious on TikTok, and I really do not like long videos. But this is just something that's been weighing on my heart and my mind for a couple weeks. A couple weeks ago, something happened to me within a relationship, and it really just opened my eyes as to like how hurtful men are. I've known that for quite some time, but it's like men are so hurtful with no remorse, no care in the world. Like they don't give a fuck, and it's just becoming a little much for me. Last night was the nail in the coffin, though. I'm not doing a story time because I'm just not gonna do that. But men are just so hurtful, and it's like I no longer have a desire to get in a relationship. I no longer have the desire to get married. Damn near about to give up on my dreams of becoming a mom one day. Like I can't deal with it anymore, you guys. And I know y'all gonna be like, oh, take a break. I took a break all this year. I done read the self-help books. I done watched Shira 7. It's like, I actually want the...
Pause. That was her mistake right there. I had actually started to feel sorry for her until she mentioned Shira 7. She's approaching dating in a way of how can I use men? And men don't want to get used. So that's your mistake right there. Sit on your therapist's couch instead of getting on TikTok. If you were really serious about changing your dating patterns and start seeing better, you would go seek out therapists that will help you instead of getting on TikTok and seeking out people who look like they're sucking on whatever Shira 7 over there sucking on it hard. Though. It is something mightily hard that she's sucking on. These women are proof that there is no hope because she took a year off dating. Following Shira 7, she came back on the dating scene, and her conclusion is that men are the problem. Not who she getting the advice from, not the self-help book, not coming back to the drawing board and say, wait, did I do something incorrectly? And their inability to self-reflect and take accountability is why men are leaving.
Love, I don't want to... You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to use a man for money. Like, don't want to just...
But you're following Shira 7? Bitch, shut up.
Use him for what he can do for me, even though that's what they do to us. I just don't want to do that. It should not be this difficult. It's like I'm not trying to have a disdain for men. I'm not trying to be a misandrist. I'm not trying to H-word men again. But it's like, how could you not? They are so... hurtful. They are disrespectful, disloyal, rude, selfish.
You know, one thing I learned, people treat you how you allow them to treat you. And people will treat you how you subconsciously treat yourself. So if you find that people are continuing to disrespect you, being selfish to you, being disloyal to you, it's because subconsciously you believe that that's what you deserve. And it's a hard pill to swallow. And it took me sitting down talking to my therapist to figure that out. And that is why I emphasize getting help. And I'm not referring to surface level therapists where, you know, those TikTok therapists where everybody cares about mental health. I'm talking about therapists who don't care to tell you the ugly truth. I'm talking about therapists who have a traditional mindset, traditional backing, and will tell you the hardcore truth.
Think about nobody but themselves. And I'm sure there are some good men out there. I met one before. One. You guys are going to say, oh, maybe it's you. Because I know the...
Why never hold on to the one man that you meet then?
Men are going to come in and just put it all back on me. They're going to completely dismiss my feelings and put it back on me. I'm used to it. I'm the one actually in therapy working through things and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Having to go to therapy for people who won't go to therapy or who don't see any wrong in their behavior.
And this is why I said, and not every therapist, you remember what I said earlier? I'm not talking about the liberal therapist. I'm not talking about the therapists that come on TikTok and call men dusty. And those therapists that want to tell you what feels good and blame men for your problem. If she was really going to a therapist that have her best interests at heart, who tell her the ugly truth, they would point out to her that she is the problem. Because there are good men out there and there are bad men out there. Just like there are good women out there and bad women out there. If you constantly find yourself drawn to men who are disrespecting you, you are the only common denominator in that situation. Like, You going to therapy is not enough. It's the right therapist. And the simple fact that she still listens to Shira 7 and the simple fact that she's still coming on TikTok with her problem is a clear indication that that therapist that she's going to is a liberal therapist.
Red flag when nothing no red flag when I no see it.
God, I can't do it no more, you guys. I don't wanna be involved with men anymore. So I think it's just time for me to just really focus on myself, 103,000%. Like really just strictly lock in on everything that I want to do. Everything I want to do. I don't have time for the games. I don't have time to get my heart broken again. I don't have time to be pulling up on you. Like, I don't have time to be finding addresses and stuff like that anymore. I don't have time.
What?
But I can't take it anymore, you guys. It took everything in me last night not to cry, but it's like, I feel defeated. Y'all got it.
As I've said before, anybody who's going to come to TikTok with their problem is the problem. And it's unfortunate that she don't see that she's the problem. That is her big red flag right there. And they always want to come and pretend like, oh, I am healed. I'm in therapy. I'm a woman of God. When the simple fact that you're telling TikTok your problem is an indication that you are the problem.
I'm 26. The older I get, the harder it's becoming today. Like, I sat back and I looked like, bro, it's so many people around my age that's getting married or they engaged and they in relationships. What the fuck is gonna be left of me? Am I gonna have to date a man with kids? Like, that's what's going on in my head. I shouldn't even be thinking about this stuff because I got other things to worry about. But as someone who does have a desire to get married and have a family and have children, this is what's starting to concern me. It worries me just a little bit because I don't want to settle.
It's so crazy that these women will get on their TikTok and make these videos instead of sitting in a therapist couch or asking a man like a masculine figure in their life or taking advice from men like Kevin Samuels, who was willing to tell you straight up.
I'm wondering if it's normal to be single your entire adulthood at 34 and still have the possibility of never wanting to spend your life with anybody else. Like, I really feel like my shit is just getting started. I'm having a fucking ball. I'm really just trying to kick it. I'm trying to be spoiled. I'm trying to travel and take my ass back to my own damn house.
He belongs to the streets.
Hi, I'm in a shitty mood because I'm a 30-year-old trying to date and it's just painful. Did you eat something? Fucker. I'm feeling rather annoyed right now, and whenever I feel annoyed, I feel like I need to pop off on something, and that something is usually TikTok. So I feel like when it comes to dating, I've been very chill and calm when it comes to my old like set of standards that I held for myself. I'm like, okay, I need like, what the fuck? I need like really high standards. Like I have high standards, and I do. But I feel like with dating, like I've kind of like realized to calm down a little bit in certain areas where I've been so high and mighty and tight with like certain things that you need to have. And I've like been relaxed on that, and I'm still just like not seeing or like feeling how I feel like I'm supposed to be feeling, and it's just like kind of upsetting because I'm like, okay, not that I'm lowering my standards, I just feel like I'm like opening up a little bit more and like growing up, realizing that maybe certain things that I used to think were like negatives are actually positives.
Look at her.
I don't know how to navigate it. I'm in this weird limbo of like trying to grow, trying to learn, and you know when you make excuses for someone in your head and then you kind of calm yourself down and then you're like, do I need to be making those excuses? I'm just feeling defeated because it's really hard to like start over time and time again. And again, you know, when open yourself emotionally up to dating, I don't know.
She's all over the place and it was kind of hard to follow her. But what I got from it is maybe she followed feminism for a while, and then now she's realizing that the expectations that she have in dating aren't realistic. Y'all leave it in the comment section if that's what you got from her too. But she was all over the place with the comments, and I could not get over the fact that the dog licked the meat and she picked it up and put it in her mouth.
Stop it. Get some help.
I guess dating is just terrible everywhere because I live in Chicago and I've been saying for years that the dating scene is absolutely terrible here. But then when I come across other TikToks on my For You page about dating in other cities and even places in different parts of the world, they say how bad dating is. So I'm just like, every city can't be terrible for dating. So it makes me think, why is dating a universal problem across the world these days?
Feminists. Lies.
I honestly think it's feminism. I honestly think women still want traditional men, but they don't want to be traditional women. And that's what's causing dating to be so difficult. I also believe that a lot of men are being raised to be very feminine because they're being raised by their single mama. They're being raised to be very, very feminine. And they don't want to be that masculine leader anymore. So I honestly think it's on both sides. And because it would have been different if the male feminists, right, the son husbands would pair up with these masculine women and they'll reverse their role and they'll go about their business. However, these masculine women still want masculine men. And meanwhile, these single mamas are reproducing very feminine men. And y'all, one day I will sit down and tell y'all a story time about feminine men that's on the dating market.
Oh my God.
Nobody tells you how hard it is to literally have your own schedule. And as soon as you start talking to a man, that schedule is all tore up. And you, when I tell y'all I'm sick of my own shit, everybody keep telling me that, oh, you need to get out, you need to date. Do y'all
Did she just pull out her bra? What the hell? On camera?
understand how much anxiety dating puts me through? The knowing that my schedule is going to be so thrown off because now I have to enter my phone, text somebody back, and be scared somebody's going to FaceTime me. And I'm only scared because I like showing up at my house unannounced. It's like, I half the time this wig do not be on. Half the time I look a mess. What do you want with me?
To see you in your natural state. If you were actually beautiful and if you would take care of your natural hair, you wouldn't be so concerned with someone randomly FaceTiming you.
What do you want with me? And it's just like, I keep saying, I want to find my husband. I want to settle down. I want to, find my happily ever after. But it's just like, you got to go through all these stages to get to that. Like, I just want to skip to the good part. Like, am I delusional? I got to be delusional because literally trying to get to know somebody else for us to really go back strangers is like quite annoying. Like, quite annoying. I've had enough of it. I've literally had enough of it. But at the same time, I'm trying, Laura. I'm trying, but nobody tells you how hard it is to literally have your own schedule. And as soon as you start talking to a man, that schedule is all tore up. Your life just don't feel right. It just don't feel on track. It don't feel on track. The having to answer your phone, the having to text and let the person know why you didn't respond back right away because I'm out busy. I feel like I got a man and I don't have a man. I don't have a man. Why am I saying, oh, my bad, I ain't ignoring you. I was girl. And I overanalyze everything now. If a man stop texting me at like 6 p.m., I'm like, oh, he got a girlfriend. Because why are you stop talking? You have to talk to the like PTSD.
What? Y'all, the chest tattoo tells us everything we need to know about this broad. But she's saying how overwhelming it is for her to respond to a text message. But if a guy doesn't respond to her text message, then he has a girlfriend.
Come on, man. You don't know better than that as a cool person. Come on, man.
It's so real. And in dating, you're trying your hardest and you realize, I can't do this shit for real. I can't do this shit for real. Like, I don't even know what it is. Like, I feel like, do you even have it in you? You want to find your person, but you got to be somebody's person too. Like, you really have to like be intentional and check on people and call first sometimes and text first sometimes. Anyway, it gives me so much anxiety. And bad enough we're going through a retrograde right now. Bad enough my energy's already off. I really feel like it makes my nervous system so out of whack. It makes me want to say, forget it. Like, but I gotta keep pushing through. But ooh, I'm so overwhelmed. I really feel like at this point I have to be saved for myself because the anxiety is because of me. It ain't because of them. They don't be pressuring me to do nothing I don't want to do. I just don't want to do nothing.
So I had to zoom in to see the neck tattoo real quick. It looks like it's a necklace. The neck tattoo looked like it's a necklace that she tattooed because she wanted a permanent necklace on her chest. Yeah, as I've said, and I will continue to say, right, at this point, like, this is my motto. Anybody who gonna come onto TikTok with their personal problem, is a red flag, and it breaks my heart because don't get me wrong, you know, a lot of time these women, as annoying as they are, y'all, I low-key would love to get people to realize the issue, right? I like to have these conversations so hopefully women can realize what the issue is, because as I said, I wasn't born with this information. I wasn't born with this realization, right? It took me having to go through experiences to finally become red pill aware and say, wait, feminism is trash. And I would really like to see more women come into that awareness. However, they surround themselves with content like Shira 7 and, you know, all those people who going to teach you the dating handbook, their dating help guide that's teaching them how to get the complete opposite of what they want. Those dating handbooks are teaching you guys how to attract feminine energy men who are pushovers. Those content creators teach you how to attract those kind of men. And as women, we don't feel safe around those kind of men. And we're not going to respect those kind of men. And we want a man we can respect. Especially if you're in your prime, before you hit the wall and you come with your long titties, you want a man you can respect. Now, those feminine energy men, you probably settle for them once you reach for 50. So, yeah, 50. Usually it was 40, but, you know, these days they think 40 is the new 20. So when they reach 50, that's when they settle for those kind of simps. And it breaks my heart to see so many young women so unaware of how the content they're consuming is causing them to repeat these undesirable dating patterns. And this is why I do these videos. So hopefully one day y'all will listen and hear and understand and take a step back and say, the kind of man I want, the kind of man that I can respect, the kind of man that I look up to, the kind of man that I value, a great leader, protector, teacher, the kind of man that guys like, yes, what does he want from me? And then when we start asking those questions and we start sitting on a correct therapist couch and we start digging deep and becoming self-aware, then we will find our answer. And then we'll be qualified for those kind of men. But until then, it's just a hamster wheel. We're just going back and forth with these feminine energy men. And it's not it. It's not it. Y'all go check out this video. Women are frustrated that men are not approaching them anymore. And again, the self-awareness is not there for them to know why men aren't approaching anymore. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.